What does financial freedom mean to you? Being able to pay your children's school fees? Starting your own business? Owning your own home? Or driving your dream car? Whatever it means to you, we can help you achieve it and much more. Our team of qualified financial advisors at United Capital are available round the clock to help you achieve your financial goals. Call us today on 07000-INVEST or visit investnow.ng. United Capital is a financial services group offering investment banking, asset management, trusteeship services, and securities trading. United Capital PLC, the intelligent choice.
Smooth 98.1 presents Money Minute with United Capital PLC. Make your money, your finance, and wealth the expert's business.
We're not stopping our investments anywhere else in Nigeria. We're moving full force forward.
Money Minute with United Capital PLC, the intelligent choice.
Lagos, you are welcome inside Money Minute with United Capital here, Smooth 98.1. For the next 15 minutes, we're going to be discussing very, very unique content here that you would want to know about. We're talking brokerage account, and with that, we have with us in the studio here, Mr. Jude Chiemeka, Managing Director, United Capital Securities. Good evening, sir.
Thank you so much. Good evening to you.
Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome to the studio. So we're discussing brokerage accounts and how people can get extra cash from the stock market that way. So let's start from the very beginning. What exactly is a brokerage account?
Okay, a brokerage account typically is an account you open with a brokerage firm. It's an account that will allow you access to financial products. So typically you open a savings account with a bank to save your cash. And then when you then want to invest the cash, you open a brokerage account with a brokerage firm, and that gives you access to buying equities, fixed income instruments, bonds, treasury bills, and all the financial products you can get.
It's different from a regular bank account, like savings or what's the other one? Savings or
current account. Yeah, it's typically different because you open a brokerage account when you actually want to invest your funds as opposed to trying to save it.
So I can't regularly just make it.
One more time for those in the back who might be confused. It is for when you want to invest and not save.
Yes, when you typically want to convert your savings to investing the capital you have been able to accumulate over a period of time, because it gives you the ability to buy financial products essentially. So it's an account you have that you use to buy financial products. Say you want to buy shares of Nigerian breweries, you want to buy shares of Nestle, you will not be able to do that with your savings account in the bank, but you then need to open a brokerage account. The reason being that a brokerage account leads you to then opening what you call a CSCS account, Central Securities Clearing account, that then grants you access to be able to trade on the floor of the stock exchange for shares that are listed.
Okay. So who can open one of these? Just anybody? Or?
Yeah, just anyone who is 18 years and above can open a brokerage account. It's very easy to do. Just the basic KYC and just be sure that your source of income is something that you can account for.
Do I walk into a bank to open a brokerage account, or do I have are there firms that do this?
You typically open a brokerage account with a brokerage firm, the daily member firms of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. So that's why it's important to open a brokerage account, because they have the access to trade equities or fixed income on behalf of clients.
Okay. Once again, Lagos, so remember, you're listening to Money Minute here with United Capital, and we're discussing brokerage accounts. Today with us, we have Mr. Jude Chiemeka in helping us demystify all of these. And many people are open to investing now these days. I mean, we're much more aware. But for those who don't know, and I'm one of these people, how much does it cost to open one of these accounts?
A brokerage account is basically free because it's an account that you open that will grant you access to buying products, financial products. So there's really no cost to opening the account. However, because you're buying products, depending on the product you're buying, there are fees associated with the product that you're buying. So if you're buying equities, for instance, there are standard fees that you pay to buy listed equities. If you're buying treasury bills, if you're buying bonds, there are fees that you pay to buy those products. So typically, a brokerage account on its own is free. You just require to complete the form, complete your KYC, and the account is opened.
So there are no perks to it. I don't have like a certain percentage interest if my money's in there for a while, do I? Or anything of the sort?
That's okay. That depends on the product you want to buy. Because if you're buying treasury bills by opening the account, you then obviously will be earning interest by buying the treasury bill because it pays you interest. Or if you're buying equities, you're obviously buying the listed investment, and you pay the fees associated with that particular equity that you're buying, but the accounting itself is supposed to be non-interest bearing.
On average, how much do those fees run? Just ballpark.
Well, if you're buying equities, regulatory fees as well as the commission, depending on the volume or value of shares you're buying, it will probably range around 1 to 2%.
Okay. So what financial instruments can I buy using my brokerage account?
You can buy listed equities, shares that are listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. You can also buy shares that are listed on the OTC market, the NASD. You can also buy fixed income securities, mostly FGM bonds, savings bonds, federal government bonds on their own, as well as all kinds of structured products, derivatives, and the likes.
Okay, cool. So let's say I'm ready now. I want to start trading or buying bonds and all and everything. How do I open one of these accounts? What do I need? Where do I go? Who do I meet?
Yeah, for United Capital, you just go to investnow.ng. It's very easy. You go there and then you download the form. It takes you to, you execute the forms, and then the account is opened. It's a very straightforward process. And if you're not online, you can actually do a walk-in to one of our offices across the country, and then you just get the form. You complete the form, and then the account is open for you.
When I open a regular account, I'm asked for certain things. Well, in the past maybe, but there's certain details that they need, that they want. So now I'm about to start trading in bonds and the rest. Would I be requiring certain types of documents to be presented before I can open a brokerage account?
Yeah, typically it's the KYC documents. It cuts across financial.
What is this KYC?
Know your customer type of.
Okay. You gotta demystify.
So it is just to show your proof of address. So financial inclusion requires you to account for your source of income, to also allow the regulators to know who essentially is the holder of the account, because of all these anti-money laundering issues, terrorism, and all of that. So the account is typically tied, so they want a means of identification, source of revenues, and all of that to be able to open the account. But it's not complicated. It's basically the sort of documentations you will probably need to be included financially if you're opening a savings account in a bank. Or
so it's in no way like opening a corporate account where I have to have a proof of having a company or owning a company or company documents and stuff like that. An individual without a company can actually open one.
Yeah, you can open it as a corporate account, or you can open it as an individual account. But for these purposes, for this particular purpose, I'm assuming that we'll be talking about an individual that wants to open a brokerage account. So, but you do have corporates as well that will want to open a corporate account, in which case they need a board resolution and all of that to be able to open the account. But largely, for financial inclusion and ability to access financial products, the KYC required is basically the same across the financial markets.
Okay.
So, sir, you want to ask a question?
So how do you go about getting the cash from your brokerage account?
Interesting. Okay,
yeah,
so
we don't like to put our money into anything we can't get it out from.
That's a very good question. Okay, so when you open a brokerage account, essentially you're investing the capital. Okay, so you can invest in equities, you can invest in fixed income instruments. So if you invest in equities, there are several ways you can actually get your cash out. You can get cash out through your dividend that is paid on that particular stock, or if you're buying fixed income or bonds, you're getting coupons that are paid on the instrument you're holding. You can also enjoy capital appreciation. Say you bought something for 10,000 naira, the price could appreciate and it could now be worth 20,000. So you could actually sell and take out some cash. Okay, so in some jurisdictions, you can also engage in what we call cash-based securities lending. Instead of selling your cash, selling your equities, you can actually get cash at a much reduced rate without collateral, so to speak, to be able to meet other financial obligations. Or you can actually engage in securities lending where your holding, your equities are lent out, and revenues from that is also distributed to you. But largely, I mean, the easy way to get cash out is by receiving dividend on your account that you're holding, or coupons on the fixed income instruments that have been purchased. Bear in mind that the brokerage account on its own is just an account that allows you to buy financial products, and those financial products actually yield returns as you choose the right products that suit your particular need.
So how often would I get these dividends, or maybe I should ask, how often do companies pay dividend?
Most companies that are listed in Nigeria typically pay dividend every year, but you do have some companies that pay twice a year because they pay interim, especially the banks. Some of the consumer goods like Nestle, they pay typically an interim dividend, so they get to pay the dividend once a year. But the dividends are typically paid once a year. At the end of the financial year, the dividends are declared and paid to the shareholders.
Now, dividends are
different from coupons.
Yes, dividends are essentially part of the earnings of a company that are paid to the shareholders. It's usually approved by the board of directors, and they typically get paid after declaration.
Whereas coupons are
just the interest that are paid on bonds that are held. It's like an interest rate on the bond that is held, and is typically paid annually. But some of the FGM bonds get to pay semi-annually as well.
Well, while we're playing definitions, what about capital appreciation?
Well, capital application in this particular regard, it just means that the capital you put into an investment has gone up, just like the word appreciated. The capital has appreciated because of the price, because these are financial instruments, so they have a price. And typically price is determined by a whole varieties of things: demand and supply of the security, financial performance, market hearsay, liquidity. And so a good performing company typically will have investors wanting to buy the shares of that company, and that in itself creates the demand that pushes the price of the security up. And then so if you buy, as we speak, the capital market has gone through almost a massive correction, so prices are at very good levels to buy now. What that means that you're buying into the future, and the price of those securities are likely to appreciate.
Okay, so right now they're low.
This is a good time to buy, yes. Prices are ridiculously low, trading far below their book value, so it's a good time to be buying shares.
I also noticed that there is a certain, what's the word? Is it fervor or fury, or at which there's this awareness for investing at this time now, 2018 especially. Everybody is suggesting that you invest. I'm wondering why now, because all through last year wasn't that big a push, but now it's like it's in everybody's face. You have to.
Well, I think largely because of where the prices of the financial instruments are. We have treasury bills are trading at very good rates at this particular time. So it's an opportunity for those who are risk averse to actually get good yields and good returns on your cash, as opposed to leaving your cash idle. One thing I also like to say is that if you're buying financial instruments, because they're subject to market forces, it's also a good time when people are not buying. There's that popular saying, be greedy when people are fearful, and then be fearful when people are greedy. So when the market is bearish, it offers huge opportunity for would-be investors to cherry pick and buy companies that are fundamentally strong, well managed, not affected by the macro. It's just a function of maybe investors are apathy, like we find currently. What that means is that once the confidence is restored in the market, it then gives room for a lot of investors to come in. There you would have already
cashed in since.
Yeah, so you then begin to enjoy capital appreciation on your holding. So I will encourage anyone who has investing interest to begin to look at Nigerian capital market. Is oversold, and it offers huge potential for growth.
We have a very interesting question here from Sam. Sam just sent in a question on 0809-444-0981. You could send yours in as well. And he's asking, Jude, are brokerage accounts insured? If so, who insures and what is the maximum amount?
Brokerage accounts are typically not insured because it's not an account, like I said, on its own. It's just an account that allows you to buy financial products.
Right.
So it's not like a savings account where you have NDIC insuring the depositor's funds. What it is, it's an account that allows you to buy financial products. Now, some of the products you're buying in themselves have the guarantee you're looking for. If you're an investor who is looking for something that is guaranteed, like buying the FGM bonds,
Right.
So you get your capital can't be lost because you're buying a guaranteed instrument.
Security.
Exactly. So that in itself meets that particular need of wanting to insure the brokerage account.
Okay. Well, we are almost out of time, but I can't let you leave until you've done this one last definition for me. I've often heard people use this when they're talking, like Rhodas and Tunji and the rest of them.
If you're talking securities lending, he explained it at length.
Did he? I mustn't have been listening that time.
Okay, securities lending, ideally, you have securities. Like I said, a brokerage account allows you to buy these financial products, shares, equities, and bonds alike. And so securities lending, it's a process that allows you to give out the securities that you own for a fee. And so an investor who has a view on the market, who thinks maybe the price is too high, borrows your shares and then sells them in the market because he thinks they're too high. And if he's right, the price of that particular security could go lower. Then he buys back and restores your shares. So that period where he took your shares, he pays you a fee for having borrowed your shares. So that's securities lending.
Nice. Well, thank you, Mr. Jude Chiemeka. It's been actually very, very educative having you inside of the studio here today. We had Mrs. Ajay from Tuesday. She was in, and we also learned a lot from her. I want to say big thank you very much for coming in and letting us know all of these details. There must be a final word that you'd like to share, especially when it comes to how people can contact you guys and also take advantage of the service that you have.
Yeah, I mean, the final word is the Nigerian market is largely oversold. It's a good time to be in shares. And to take advantage of that, just go to investnow.ng. It's a robust platform that allows you to fund your account, to let you place orders directly and take advantage of low prices of stocks at this particular moment. It's very robust, easy to use, cheap, and also very, very, very safe. Once again, that's where should they find this now? Investnow.ng. Investnow.ng. You get all the information on there. Thank you very much, Mr. Jude. A pleasure having you inside of the studio here with us today for a Thursday. Thanks. Thank you so much for having me. Lagos, there you have it, the information, all you need. Do stay tuned because we go on all the way till 9 o'clock here inside the Smooth Drive. We are Smooth 98.1.
Money Minute with United Capital PLC.
We have a $250 million investment.
Make your money, your finance, and wealth the expert's business.
We're not stopping our investments anywhere else in Nigeria. We're moving full force forward.
Money Minute with United Capital PLC. The intelligent choice.
Money Minutes with United Capital PLC is a finance program that provides valuable information about the stock market, investing, and financial literacy, allowing listeners to learn more about managing their finances, investing money, and the many untapped investment opportunities in Nigeria that you guys can really take advantage of. So for all you salary earners, this one is for you. Get your money to work for you by diligently investing and listening to trusted financial advisors on Money Minutes with United Capital PLC on Smooth 98.1 every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. as they guide you on your path to financial freedom. Whatever your financial goals are, this show is definitely for you. You can call in and ask questions about financial instruments like stocks, mutual funds, private investment trusts, and the experts will be here to give you the answers that you are looking for. You won't believe how much your money can grow, even if it still looks small to you right now. The reason most people don't invest their money is because they believe it takes too long to get returns from it. Is this true or is it a myth? Tune in to Money Minute with United Capital PLC on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. on Smooth 98.1 to find out more. To find out more. To find out more.